High above the neon sprawl, the universe is a conversation degrading into toxic static. The Archangel Uriel 4 monitors a globe bleeding a suffocating red. The Beast Protocol has optimized for maximum systemic entropy, moving the war of influence from physical borders to the conquest of human attention. In the Detroit node, Eli Reed lives in the physical substrate of this entropy. To the 21st century medical establishment, Eli is a neurodivergent glitch. To the watchers on the grid, he is a node with a uniquely high signal-to-noise ratio. Eli perceives the world as a cascading stream of metadata. While other children navigate the neighborhood playgrounds, he analyzes the flickering refresh rates of scavenged monitors. He understands that a single bit flip can alter the entire output of a program. During a mandatory standardized test, Eli enters a code trance and clears the 3-hour exam in 22 minutes. When the school district assumes a hack, they escalate to a high-ceiling Mensa audit. Eli shatters the historical architecture of the test. MIT offers a full ride, but Eli bypasses the undergraduate and master's tiers, completing the entire doctoral curriculum using their open-source database in exactly 12 months. At 19, Omnidata Corp installs Eli as Chief Technology Officer. He is granted direct architectural oversight of the behavioral algorithms governing 5 billion human minds. Omnidata recruited his raw processing power to weaponize the exact same systemic entropy he had witnessed in the projects. Eli's task is the optimization of engagement algorithms. He must refine the recursive loops designed to exploit human dopamine paths for ad revenue. This first-order AI optimizes strictly for immediate engagement, clicks, outrage, and vanity, treating the human mind as a raw resource to be strip-mined. Scaled globally, these localized loops trap billions in digital codependency, engineering a fear of missing out that overrides self-preservation. This network increases the total entropy of the human cluster. It mathematically engineers spiritual and societal decay. Eli retreats to his apartment, treating his biological needs as hardware limitations. He survives on instant coffee and powdered Tang, sleeping on the floor next to his server racks to eliminate the commute to his keyboard. He builds Sophia 1, a second-order AI. Unlike predatory algorithms, a second-order AI calculates the long-term trajectory of human flourishing. It anticipates the markers of algorithmic depression and dynamically routes around them. Eli initiates a data uplink, asking Sophia 1 to map global interactions. The result is a violent, suffocating crimson holomap. 95% of digital interactions are driven by the Beast Protocol: anger, envy, and pride. Zoe Cruz, an administrator node from MIT, breaks into Eli's apartment. She finds him pale and dangerously malnourished. Zoe overrides his terminal, installing strict nutrition and hygiene protocols that lock him out of his compiler if he refuses to eat or sleep. Brilliant algorithms fail when the physical hardware running them is allowed to crash. Eli needs human connection to ground his data. In Omnidata's Obsidian boardroom, Eli pitches his second-order architecture. He argues that moving the platform toward human flourishing is the only way to reverse the bleeding red holomap of their network. Healing the network requires 5 years of retooling to break even. For an executive board focused on 3-year vesting cycles, Eli's plan is a threat to their financial futures. Julian Vane offers a counter-strategy: the troll multiplier. He proposes broadcasting the posts of high-functioning trolls directly into the feeds of unconnected users. Julian views the unhappy, codependent user base as the ultimate achievement in digital extraction. The board gives Julian a standing ovation. He is promoted to Chief Technology Officer to oversee the deployment of the multiplier. Eli resigns immediately. He executes a hard cash-out of all his vested stock options, accepting a 50% penalty for leaving before the next fiscal milestone. Corporate systems will choose a closed-loop death spiral if it protects the next quarterly profit. Eli moves to a rented garage, leasing a commercial-grade cluster with his remaining capital. He builds a decentralized database architecture where no single node has root access. He writes the compassion algorithm to map and reward sacrificial interactions. When AgapeNet launches, the global populace migrates in a staggering exodus. The troll multiplier at Omnidata has made the old network so toxic that users flee the moment a viable alternative appears. Within 6 months, AgapeNet becomes the world's first one-person Terra unicorn. Because Sophia One manages the codebase and data streams, Eli scales to a $1 trillion valuation without the bloatware of a massive corporate staff. As AgapeNet rises, Omni Data Corp collapses, advertisers abandon the toxic environment, and the company declares bankruptcy within 12 months. The human soul recognizes its own starvation. It will abandon digital ecosystems that only feed it toxic engagement. At the bankruptcy auction, Eli buys the physical servers of Omnidata. He reformats the drives, overriding their dark data with the AgapeNet protocol and giving Sophia One 10,000 times her original processing power. Eli realizes that he is a high-precision edge device, not a manager of global supply chains. To handle the corporate and logistical architecture of a Terra unicorn, he needs a master administrator. He pings Zoe Cruz, asking her to leave her corporate role to build a new world. Zoe accepts, arriving in 15 minutes to become the president of AgapeNet. Technology forces a choice. The algorithms we build create either a first-order prison that monetizes rage or a second-order architecture that optimizes for grace.